The chair in my living room was facing the hallway, not angled, not crooked, turned completely, positioned like it was watching the door to my bedroom. I stopped just inside the apartment, keys still in my hand, trying to remember if I'd moved it earlier. I hadn't. I never turned furniture toward the hallway. The angle felt almost deliberate. I locked the front door behind me and stood there longer than I should have, staring at the chair, as if it might correct itself if I looked away. It didn't. That night I woke up just after 2. My phone was already in my hand when my eyes opened. I hadn't reached for it. The screen was lit, not with a notification, just the lock screen glowing like something wanted my attention. The apartment was quiet. Not empty quiet. Occupied quiet. From somewhere past the living room came a faint sound. Not footsteps. Not movement. Fabric brushing against fabric. Once. Then again. I didn't move until it stopped. In the morning, the chair was back where it belonged, perfectly aligned with the couch. What caught my attention instead was the rug beneath it. The edge closest to the hallway had been pulled forward an inch or two, bunched like something had dragged across it. I checked the locks. Front door, bolted, chain, untouched. Windows, sealed. Nothing looked wrong. That bothered me more than if something had. Later that day, I installed a door sensor. Nothing elaborate, just something that logged every open and close with a timestamp. If something was coming in, I wanted proof. That night, I watched the app until my eyes burned. At the same time I'd woken up before, my phone vibrated. No alert. But from the kitchen came a sharp clink, glass touching wood. I stood slowly and walked in. The cabinet above the sink was open. Inside, a single glass sat upside down at the very edge of the shelf, balanced so carefully that the slightest vibration would have sent it crashing down. I checked the app. Door status, closed. No activity detected. The next night, I stayed awake on purpose. Lights on, bedroom door open, phone recording. Nothing happened. Then the chair scraped across the floor. Not fast, not loud, just enough to hear. I leaned into the hallway. The chair sat several feet closer to my bedroom door than it ever had before, angled directly toward me. My phone vibrated. Door sensor closed. I locked my bedroom door and didn't unlock it until morning. When I opened the front door at sunrise, the deadbolt was damp. Not dripping. Just moist enough to leave a faint print when I pressed my thumb against it, like something colder than the room had held it for a long time. I packed a bag and left that afternoon. 2 days later, I came back with a friend. We walked through every room together. Nothing was out of place. Nothing felt unusual. Then I went into the bathroom. The mirror was fogged. No shower had been run. No hot water used. A single word had been traced cleanly through the condensation. Here. My friend stopped behind me. Didn't laugh. Didn't speak. He wiped the mirror with his sleeve. The fog disappeared. The word didn't smear. It vanished. We stood there in silence for what felt like an eternity. Then he said quietly, "Was that there when you walked in?" I checked the sensor log again. No openings. No closings. I moved out the next morning. New apartment. New locks. New furniture. I didn't bring the chair. For a while, everything was normal. Until one night, just after 2, the air beside my bed shifted. Subtly, deliberately, like something adjusting its position. I stared straight ahead and waited. In the morning, my bedroom chair was turned, facing the door.
The sound didn't wake me up. Perhaps that's what was most concerning. I was already awake when I heard it, lying on my back staring at the ceiling, counting the soft ticks of the radiator as it cooled. Then the sound came again. A faint scrape. Not metal, not wood, but skin against fabric. It came from directly beneath my bed. I didn't move. I waited for my brain to explain it away. Pipes, the frame settling, a neighbor dropping something. None of them fit. The sound wasn't random. It paused when I held my breath, then resumed when I exhaled. I rolled onto my side and leaned down just enough to look. Nothing. Just the dark space beneath the bed and a storage bin pushed against the wall. I lay back down. Then the mattress dipped. Not a lot, just enough to register weight, like someone pressing a hand into the underside of the bed, testing how much force it took to move me. I slept with the lights on after that. Or I tried to. Later the sound returned. No scraping, no movement. Just the faint whisper of air passing through something narrow and wet. It wasn't rhythmic. It wasn't human. I slid my phone off the nightstand and turned on the camera. The light illuminated the underside of the bed frame. Nothing moved, but the sound shifted. Now it was closer. When I stood up, it stopped. When I took a step toward the door, it resumed, not dragging, not moving, just appearing nearer. That's when I realized it wasn't under the bed. It was tracking where I was. The next night, it came from the couch. A soft pressure beneath the cushions. The same scraping sound. When I backed away, the couch sagged slightly, like something beneath it had shifted its weight to follow me. By the third night, the sound came from the wall behind my headboard. A brushing noise, fingers testing the paint, inch by inch. When I pressed my palm flat against the wall, it stopped. When I pulled my hand away, it resumed higher, closer to where my head would rest if I lay back down. I moved the bed to the center of the room, lights blazing, nowhere for anything to hide. Then the sound came from inside the mattress, a slow compression, then release. The stitching along the seam tightened. I watched it stretch, then relax. I cut the mattress open. Foam spilled out. The sound stopped. The final night happened after I moved. New place, no shared walls. I lay on a bare mattress listening to the hum of an unfamiliar refrigerator. Then I heard it. Not beneath me, beside me, on the pillow next to my head. The mattress dipped. I didn't turn, because whatever had been under my bed before had learned where I slept.